Welcome back, insufferable gaming fans. Your old pal Rosser here. For a long time, I've been trying to rescue these hapless, stranded adventurers in these orbiting death tombs, and I've come to a conclusion. I don't have the skill to do that yet. I've been trying like hell. I've lined it up 100 times, but I just can't seem to make it happen. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on something else for a while. Work on my piloting skills, get back in my mojo, and learn more about sciencey facts, like how to traverse space. So what can we do while we're waiting for me to do that? Because I really don't want to abandon this series. I enjoy it. Well, let's find something a little easier to do. Last time, we tried to launch some satellites, which promptly blew up, because the ship was hellaciously unbalanced. But I can fix that. I just gotta figure out where I saved that ship. Was it the sketchy probe? It was not. That was my VTOL probe dealie. What else we got? We got sun punchers. Ah, the tri-launcher. Okay. The big problem with the tri-launcher was, I think, that it was just so damn unbalanced that I couldn't get it to work. So, what do we do to fix that? Well, we've got a couple of options. Primary among them, we can start by getting rid of this. And it wasn't going to work anyway, let's be honest. Because, here's the rub, I didn't have proper grounding on all of my assorted probes themselves. So, how can we fix this? Well, we're going to need new remote guidance units. I need some large remote guidance units. That's not large at all, is it, Steve? That's really tiny. I need something kind of compatible with a Rockamax. Ah, there we go. So, if we start with this, and we build our probes off of that, we won't have to worry about a stress point here. So we've still got the base. That's good. We'll just have to work it up a bit later. I mean, for now we can get rid of this adapter, because this adapter sucks. It never works. So what do we want to do? We want to start with something that can get up into space and back. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to want an SAS module that's not buried deeply in the bowels of the nether regions of negative space. Aside from that, how do we want to do this? Well, I don't want to have too much of a weighty payload. So, I think I'm just going to have a small fuel tank, because this will be for getting it up that last little bit after this bottom part does its work. Well, maybe I'll need a little more than that. I might need to maneuver a bit. One of these should do nicely. Oh yeah, decouplers. Well, screw the decouplers. We don't need to bring this whole thing back down safely. After all, we don't have to worry about abandoning our Kerbals up there. we are going to want an engine. And we're going to want something that vectors nicely, with pretty good efficiency. What's the vector look like on this one? Thrust vectoring range 2.0, that's pretty good. I'm just going to stick that there. And we're going to want a decoupler on it. So, we'll grab a decoupler. Rockomax brand decoupler. And we're going to have to restage all of this once it's all said and done as well. Well, I guess I was kind of banking on getting these pieces back to the planet's surface without too much incident, so I will at least make an attempt to do the same with this part. But how am I going to do that? Okay, this decouples. It should be near the end, and then this will fire. I don't want it. Well, I guess I do. I want this firing with these. These radial decouplers no longer exist, so I can ditch that out of the stage, I suppose. Can I? I'm moderately confused, but we'll get it worked out. Oh wait, no. I don't want to get rid of those at all, because those are in fact these. Okay, okay. We're good, we're good. Staging's gonna be a bit of a nightmare, but I think I can make it work. I'd like this to be a little more aerodynamic at least, so we need a big-ass nose cone. There's a big-ass nose cone. Now, what we want to do is keep the load balanced and send up some probes. What's the best way to do that? First of all, we're going to need decouplers. Again. Radial decouplers in this case. Or hydraulic detachment manifolds. Sure, why not? Get them nice and lined up. What is the difference here? Probably the size. I have no idea. At any rate, we're going to want to put some smaller things around the edges. Maybe I should have used these down here. We'll figure it out eventually. It may take us a few tries, but damn it, it's science. So, for the actual satellites, we're going to want smaller fuel tanks and engines. Just something we can kind of lightly maneuver into assorted places. So, where's our small fuel tanks here? I want some liquid fuel. These would seem to be the way to go. And they seem to be stuck on there pretty well. What else we want? Oh, right. We're going to want control for all of them. So we will want to put these smaller remote guidance units on them. Excellent. That will allow us to control each of them individually. Now that I look at it, these look a bit off-center. Let's scoot them over a bit. Oh yes, very lovely. Next, we are going to want to put engines on them. Yes? Because engines are kind of necessary. We want really efficient engines. We'll be in space, so we don't need them to have that much thrust. What else? Nose caps will make them look nifty. And we like things to look nifty. I said we like things to look nifty. Yes, very nifty indeed. Excellent. Now we're going to want some science-y stuff. Science. We'll want communicatrons, maybe? Long-range communication. Yeah. We'll stick these on here and hope they don't pop off during regular operations, and lots of graviolis and thermometers and oh, look at those, just a wiggling and a hopping. What else we got? Barometers. Ooh. Everyone loves barometers. I don't think I put any accelerometers on it yet. Let's do that too. Okay. Look at all that neat science crap we got. Now, we're going to want a way to maneuver these while they're in space. So, we will want... well, first we'll want RCS systems. Now, where did I put those RCS systems? Ah, here's some. We're going to want to get them sort of lined up. Sorta, kinda. We'll need at least 2 on each side. At least. Hopefully I won't get them too off balance. We're gonna kinda have to eyeball it, since there's no real other way to use the symmetry tool to get them any more lined up at this point. Needs to go down like a pixel. That looks good. And another one here. Here? Yeah. Well, maybe down a pixel. I'm going to nitpick it into oblivion at this point. Okay. So, that will allow them to move in most directions. I'm trying to conceive of any way that they won't be able to turn like that. Straight back and forth, maybe. Well, I can work my way around it just by turning it first on one axis, then another. We don't want to go crazy here, of course. So let's go back to propulsion and put some RCS fuel in there. I'm sure we can find some. Here's some now. That's a bit large. That's a bit more like it. Where should we put them? We'll just stick them right on there like that, I guess. Now, you know what? I want to put them on the bottom, because the more fuel they run out of, the more bottom heavy they'll wind up. That way. I don't want them to be top heavy, I want them to be bottom heavy. Okay, looking good. Now, here's the Oh yeah, so we need power for them. Power is key. More power. So we'll want rechargeable batteries. Quite a few in theory. Maybe we can use inlines. Let's see, what kind of charge does this carry? 1,000. These have 100. And this has 200. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna want to go with 1,000. Let's stick these right here. Very good. And we're going to need solar arrays in order to recharge them once they get up in the sky. So what kind of solar arrays do we want to use? Big ass ones would be great. These are 2x3s, 2x3s. Gigantors. Oh, these are huge. Output 18 per second. 2 per second, 45 per minute. These are kind of a little overly sciencey. And these are static. I think I'm going to want to go with the Gigantors and kind of hope for the best. We need to make sure they're not damaged by the other thingies. Oh, and it's a good thing I looked because these are off-center. And they're not getting any better like that. Okay, there we go. It's a little ugly, but it'll have to do. There we go. And I'll put another one on the other side. And hope like hell they don't decide to just break off at the drop of a hat. Need to move that down just a couple inches ought to do it. There we go. Now, we want to tie everything together with struts. As best we can, anyway. I'm not sure this is a great idea because they might get stuck together when they deploy. I'll burn that bridge when I come to it. Oh yeah, and I wanted to make sure that this whole top section got back down to the ground without causing severe property damage. So we wanted for that some more of those big ass parachutes. Whoops. You gonna stick? It's not cooperating. Okay. Alright, now let's take a look at our staging. We're going to have the engines down here. Firing in stage 1. What are these up? What are these here in stage 2? These are these bottom engines. We don't want those in stage 2, we want those higher than the previous stage. So I'm just gonna grab these, stick them up here. Okay. Not sure why that's not lumped in with this one. I guess it doesn't matter as long as they all go at the same time. But before we want these firing, we want the radial decouplers here to fire. Oh, excuse me, hydraulic decouplers. So we're going to want another stage here for them. And they are located down here. Good, good. Okay, so let me get this straight. These engines will fire. And that engine will fire as soon as these let go, which is good. When they're done, we hit the button and this engine fires. And something decouples here. But we need this to decouple too. We want that to decouple first. Before... Dang it, what's this lighting up? This is lighting these up. Yes? Yes. We want another stage to drop these off. So, I will make another stage here. That should work, right? Okay, these will burn out, then I'll decouple these. The other one keeps burning. Oh, you know what? I want the parachutes here to go. At the same time as these blow off. So I will highlight these. You know what? Just highlight all of those, would you? You want to be a pal? Grab them all. I get the feeling that something's a little off about all this, but I can't put my finger on it yet. I know I don't have 16 parachutes. I have 8. Where are the other ones? Oh, it's targeting the other ones as well. Alright, let's unhighlight some of these. Find out where these are going off. Can we collapse this somehow? Any chance? There we go. Alright. The bottom and the top. No, the two bottom ones. Okay. So we want these two sets to be in this phase. My God, this is getting complicated and convoluted. Okay, that decouples. Then these parachutes hit. Wait, we wanted those two going at the same time. I was not cut out for this kind of critical thinking. Now we're getting somewhere. These rockets will blast off, and the decoupler and the parachutes will go at the same time. The middle part will still be firing. Then, after the middle part's done, we want this to decouple and this rocket to fire, but we don't want these parachutes to deploy, so we'll move them up until we figure out where exactly we want them deployed. I guess it'll be sometime after the whole rocket's done, which should be right at the same time as this decoupler goes off. Or no, we're good. As soon as these decouplers go off. Yes, yes, excellent. Except we don't really want these parachutes to deploy right then. We want them to be last because we will be having control switching going on. It makes sense in my head, I'm just not sure exactly how. We may need to fire some of this crap off individually. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save this. We're going to try this out. We want to get this top part into orbit. Then, if we're successful with that, we can manually decouple and deploy things from there. And then, we should have everything we need. Wait. Yeah, okay. We're good. Let's launch it. It's cool. We're cool. Cool as ice. We're gonna win this space race, damn it. If I have to expend every dollar in my treasury and every life in my life bin. Remember, no man is too expendable. Okay, we want to throttle up. We want to get ready. SAS should probably be on. 3, 2, 1, launch. We have liftoff. We seem to be stable so far. I'm freaking ecstatic about that. Wow, look at that overheating. Throttle back, throttle back. Okay, heat's holding steady. We're not at full power, but I can live with that. Now we play the waiting game. We've got a ton of fuel though, so I'm pretty happy about that. That sounded like something broke. I wonder what broke. Everything looks alright so far. We may achieve orbit with just what we got. I'm not going to count my chickens yet. Just going to kind of try to keep her steady and not overheat. I do believe we can start making our turn though. Let's try that. That's moving a little quickly. It's alright, we're good. We're good, we're good. I'm trying to keep the roll down. And there. Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful vector. Get ready. And I hope the parachutes deploy at the same time here. And bamf. Well, we may never know how those parachutes did. They're way back there, and I'm way over here. Oh yeah, I forgot to put parachutes on that. Well, I hope I don't bomb some allied country. But what are you gonna do? It's nearly out of fuel anyway. And detach. Okay. I can throttle that down and take a look at my vectors now. Alright, need to grow my orbit a bit. We've got something that looks like it's going to approach a polar orbit, so that's cool. Let's go ahead and do that. How we doing? I should have put a bigger engine on it. How fast we grow in this? Not very. It looks like... Well, I have no idea what it looks like, honestly. I'm just gonna have to hope that that orbit grows enough to keep me from crashing and burning right now. How am I doing for fuel? It's depleting very slowly, so I think we're gonna make it. At least I'm hoping. I think I may very well need a more efficient engine, or a less efficient engine, I mean. An engine with more thrust. If I get past my apoapsis, I'm kind of screwed. Quick, add a maneuver node. We need more height. I'm not sure this is going to do it at all. Oh crap, and I'm rapidly turning in various bad positions. Things ain't looking good, Woozy. Will I be able to grow this enough in time? No. I need to get the hell out of here and try to pull this out by making some drastic last-minute corrections. I need to basically burn as hard as I can, straight up. Otherwise, I'm not going to make it at all. Can I achieve a stable orbit here? This is very inefficient fuel use. Okay, I'm growing the apoapsis. Will it be enough in time? Alright, let's cut engines and set a maneuver node here to grow my orbit. Okay, that'll be enough to make an orbit, but it's an entire minute's worth of burn. No, it's 26 seconds worth of burn, my mistake. Okay, we can do that. What will the periapsis be? 31,641, and this is 71 something. I'd like to grow that a bit until it's a little bit closer to circular. 67, 76. How about here? I better hurry up. 70, 108. I don't really have time to play around with this. Well, it'll be an orbit. We'll work it from there. Right now I need to get turned around in the proper... I can use my RCS. Sweet. And I need to start burning at around 16 seconds till. Alright. Let's lock it in here. And go. I think that was factoring in some of my other engines that I'm not actually using right now, so this may be a bit off. Well, I'll still make it. It's just going to be sketchy is all. Okay. How's our orbit look? It is circular-ish. 73,000 meters, 61,000 meters. So it's not really that circular-ish. But pretty good for eyeballing it, I guess. So, now, where do we go from here? This be the tricky part. The next question is, can I detach these satellites individually? Let's find out. Let's try decoupling. Well, I've decoupled this one. Now, let's see if I can switch to control. Can I switch to control? Is there like a map thing for that? Can I do it like this? Ah, I have switched. So now, in theory, I should be able to activate this engine, and then I should also be able to maneuver this out to where I want it. But will I be able to? We're going to want to do it, I guess at the periapsis will be fine, because this is mostly proof of concept at this point. But what I want to do is get several of these going for me. I don't like the way the estimated burn is non-applicable. Let's see if this winds up being even remotely possible. I am maneuvered in the wrong direction. Always a good start. Was I? Gah, I can't see where I'm going. Whoa. Cool your jets, man. Let's just get this locked in. And we have 7 minutes until we get that. Let's just move things along a bit. Oh, I guess I can only do ×4. For whatever reason. Not really sure what's up with that. Not sure I want to know. But it's okay, we'll zip along fairly quickly. It may be just because I'm so damn close to the planet's surface. And hopefully, this will keep things from crashing into each other in the long run. I may have to adjust my altitude a bit later. Very possible. Yeah, a lot of this stuff's acting kind of weird, and I'm not sure why. What happens if I switch back to this? Okay. We'll figure it out. Wait. This is... yeah, this is what I was going for. I've completely overshot my thingamajig. Or something. Quad launcher. Quad launcher probe. I have, in fact, screwed up my node. Super. Have to reset it. You know what? This will be fine. We'll go with it. I'm not picky at this point. I'm just doing proof of concept. And we should hit this in about a minute. And hopefully it won't be so crazy that I'm unable to hit it with my engines. Since I have no idea how long it actually has to burn, I'm just going to have to guesstimate. So we'll start at about 30 till and go from there. And go. Wow, that's gonna take for freaking ever. I'm not even sure I have that kind of fuel in this thing. Estimated burn 2 minutes and 24 seconds now. Well, I'll just keep an eye out. Hope for the best. If worse comes to worse, I'm just going to have to send up missiles to blow up all of this space debris. And won't that be fun to watch? I'm going to start programming in self-destruct sequences for all of my craft. I need to... What the hell? Oh, that wasn't good. My RCS did something unexpected and blew me off course when I tried to adjust. And it is continuing to do such. Lock that in, quickly, before things get any worse. I think we're going to make it to my desired orbit. It won't be pretty. Not remotely. Yeah, I'm having trouble keeping this thing balanced at all. How's my RCS fuel doing? My monopropellant, yeah, I've still got plenty. It's not even halfway gone yet. Actually, maybe if I turn the RCS off, I'll have better control. No, that is not the case at all. That screwed me hard. Cut engines, cut engines, cut engines. Let's get things straightened back up here. Okay. And we're go. I'm just trying my best to manually keep things pointed towards the correct vector. I knew I should have put more RCS blocks on this thing. Little more. Whoa. Little more. Okay, close enough. Let's cut engines, let's cut RCS, and take a look at what we look like. I may have overshot a bit. That's okay, we're going for approximations here. So now I have this quad launcher probe that has this wonky orbit. It's an elliptical orbit, and I'm not sure why that is. I probably would have seen that if I'd paid a little closer attention, but I can adjust that when I get back here. So now that means that we can let this go. Well, I'm not going to let it go yet. First things first. Let's test out some of this stuff. For instance, we have these solar arrays. Let's see if those work for us. Yeah, look at that. We can extend those. And we could point them towards the sun, but I think they point themselves. Now we're getting extra electrical charge. And we can put up our communications array. Nice. We can turn on our barometer, which I guess we're in vacuum. That makes sense. And look at that. We've got all these nifty little tools. I don't know what any of that crap means, but they're functioning. And that's the important thing. We have a working satellite probe. And it's going around the planet like this. But more importantly... Oh. Guess I gotta focus my map thingy. Where did I leave that other quad launcher? That was 1 out of 4. We can do the same thing for others and get different vectors on them before we take it back to the ground, which is very cool. And we're still high enough that we're not going to crash and burn before we get them deployed. So that's neat. Okay, well, I think that's enough for right now. I will deploy the rest of those later and see how they do. But I'm going to call this a successful mission for once. Until next time, this is your old pal Rosser. Take a drink.